Welcome back to the room where whispers grow wings, where the quiet parts of celebrity lives speak in echoes and every rumor has a pulse. You're watching Whispers of Turkish Stars, the corner of YouTube where the stories you think you know are told with the depth they deserve. We're grateful you're here. Before we pull the thread on today's unraveling, make sure you're subscribed, and if our deep dives mean something to you, consider tapping that join button below. Your support is the lighthouse that keeps us cutting through the fog. Take a slow breath. Today is about departures, unsteady confessions, and the bravery it takes to walk away from everything that once felt inevitable. It began on a colorless morning at Istanbul airport, the sort of day that usually swallows secrets whole. But this time, the secret strode right past the sliding doors. Elçin, the flame-haired star who taught a generation to believe in on-screen chemistry, moved toward international departures with a pace that made bystanders uneasy. This didn't carry the lightweight energy of a getaway. It was heavier, final, like a chapter torn from a book. Only her manager flanked her, while a porter wrestled with a battalion of oversized suitcases. Her sunglasses were not for style, they were a barricade, a quiet shield for eyes that looked like they had seen enough. A bold reporter tried to catch her with a question, the way reporters always do when the air smells like change. Elçin didn't flirt with the usual answers about seasonal breaks or new shoots. She paused, fingers tight around her passport, and let out a single line that detonated across every newsroom and fan account in the country: "I need to start over." Then she slipped into the VIP lounge, leaving a wake of static behind. Those 4 words weren't a caption, they were a proclamation. A door sighed shut, and a city of admirers felt it. As the day stretched, more pieces found their way to the surface. Whispers from the property world cooled the fevered speculation with something concrete. She hadn't just bought a ticket, she had stitched together a refuge. The rumor mill roared to life: Barcelona. A historical residence tucked away from bus tours and selfie sticks, far enough to be private but close enough to breathe the Mediterranean. Someone close to her confidences put it like this: "It's time to reset, far from the uproar and closer to my own quiet." Barcelona isn't random. It's a labyrinth of art and risk and anonymity, the very thing she has been craving like water. Still, the timing sears. Why now? Is she chasing a new horizon, or fleeing a shadow that grew too long? We at Whispers of Turkish Stars have learned that people don't tear out their roots unless the ground under them turns toxic. Was Istanbul too loud? Or did a person make it louder? This is where the story pivots, and if you thought the suitcases were the revelation, brace yourself. The storm gathered a week earlier, not on a runway but behind a closed door. Our trusted sources, people you'd recognize if we could show you, say that Baris was entwined with the days leading to this leap. A conversation happened, raw and volatile, between the 2 screen legends whose chemistry blurred the line between fiction and something braver. Baris. Usually a slow tide, a steady hand reportedly cracked. When he realized her plan wasn't wishful talk but a path already chosen, he tried to pull her back from the edge. Those who faced him after describe a man who had just brushed against loss and didn't know where to put his hands. He is said to have told her something close to, "Why leave now, when we're finally close to getting it right?" It didn't sound like a colleague. It sounded like history, terrified of looking at the door as it closed. This begs questions that won't sit still. What did he mean by close to getting it right? Did something warm up between them that escaped even the keenest fans? Or was this the last thread in a tapestry that kept unraveling no matter how they stitched it? Tell us what you think. If you were in her place, is walking away the smaller pain, or is staying to fight for what you felt once the bigger courage? Drop your take in the comments. And if you want to be part of our inner circle, hit join for special badges and member-only deep dives, because this community runs on your fire. And because in this world personal storms whip through professional skies, there's another layer. Elçin's move isn't only about healing, it's a power play for her craft. An industry source, the kind who speaks softly but knows everything, says she's been offered the lead in a European series. An ambitious, prestige production out of Spain, built to braid Turkish storytelling with European mood. Think scale, think nuance, think the kind of role written for a woman who can carry 1,000 unspoken lines in one glance. Then comes the twist that has the insiders buzzing. Months ago, the same project approached Baris with a role. He passed. He let it go. So when she said yes where he had said no, the message rang out like a bell. By choosing the path he declined, she's claiming air that isn't shared. As one entertainment journalist put it, she's learning to inhale without his shadow stretching across every choice. The acceptance itself is a declaration. While she angles her face toward new sunlight, he remains in the city whose streets remember both of them. Since the airport sighting, Baris has cultivated a silence so firm it stings. He was seen leaving a polished restaurant in Bebek, no entourage, no laughter, just a suit that fit too well and a face that told nothing. Reporters swarmed. He didn't give them even the courtesy of a shrug. He slid into his car and disappeared into the brake lights. But those close to him paint a portrait with softer strokes. He's wounded and unsure. He wasn't ready for it. He believed they still had a conversation left, a knot to untie, a window cracked open. After their confrontation, he sent messages, more than one. They hang there, blue ticks absent, replies non-existent. Her silence isn't careless, it's a seal. Fans, the heartbeat of this saga, are split clean down the middle. Outside a lot where she filmed scenes that became engraved in pop culture, a fan wiped tears and put words to the ache. If her path to joy leads away, we will cheer for her, but something still feels unfinished between them. And that is the truth most people are holding with both hands. On social feeds, the conversation has turned into a river. Some call her a pioneer, a compass for Turkish actresses who want to step beyond borders without asking for permission. Others mourn what they swear was the end of an era, that magnetic El-Bar myth that shaped a piece of modern TV history. And then there's the interview from weeks ago, where Elçin said something that sounded airy at the time but now reads like a map. That sometimes love is also the art of release. Was she softening the ground under our feet? Was she bracing herself? Then came the post that snapped the internet in half. No notes app, no press conference. A single photograph from a terrace sunlit enough to blind you, looking out over a blue so wide it felt like a promise. She looked calm in a way that isn't performative. The caption was spare and fearless, a new beginning, unafraid. Comments erupted like a storm. Among the thousands, one rose to the top and held there, a sentence that cut and comforted in the same breath. May you find what Baris never managed to give. It's brutal and compassionate all at once, a line that recognizes the beauty that was, the edges that sliced, and the open sky ahead. So here we are, Elçin under a Spanish sun, unboxing a life with more quiet in it, and Baris pacing a city that remembers their laughter in certain corners. If you try to shrink this down to a tabloid headline, it withers. This is a story about the cost of big dreams and the price of farewells that don't get spoken out loud. What waits for her in Barcelona? Will he break his silence in a way that matters, or will he let geography make the choice neither of them could? We'll be here, eyes open, listening through the noise and bringing you the beats as they land. Thank you for watching Whispers of Turkish Stars. If this story touched something you've been carrying, leave a like and tell us your theory below. What was truly said in that room a week before the airport, and what would you have done in their place? Don't forget to subscribe, and if our kind of storytelling is the one you want to protect, click join. We'll keep the lights on, we'll keep the questions honest, and we'll keep following the stars with both feet on solid ground. Until the next chapter, keep looking up. And keep listening to the things nobody is brave enough to say out loud. Now, a final note that matters because careers rewrite relationships as surely as relationships rewrite careers. The Spanish production courting Elçin is not mere rumor made pretty. It's serious money, serious writers, and an international platform designed to echo across languages. The role is said to be difficult in the best way. A character who is equal parts iron and ache, a woman who knows that silence can be louder than any monologue. The producers want her, specifically her, the gravity in her eyes, the way she can let a scene breathe. Signing on means more than a new script, it means choosing a frame where the past doesn't steal focus. And if you're wondering whether that invitation reopens the door to him, remember, he declined when it came to him. Her acceptance mirrors a boundary drawn in sunlight. Back in Istanbul, the narrative around Baris has thickened into quiet myth. Friends describe him walking more, talking less, choosing routes along the Bosphorus late at night when the city's voice gets softer. They say he has rehearsed messages he never sent, and that he has learned how a phone can become a mirror when nobody writes back. He's not a villain in this story, and neither is she. Two people tried to carry a legend that fans helped build, and at some point legends get too heavy to move. Maybe his please stay, let's try it came late. Maybe it came exactly on time and still could not turn the tide. Sometimes both things are true. And what of the fandom's imagination, which has never been known to sleep? There are threads predicting a reconciliation in spring, that Barcelona will only be a season and that Istanbul has a way of pulling people home. Others argue that the strongest kind of love is the one that lets a person become who they are meant to be, even if that means turning away. We don't tell you what to believe. We ask what you feel. Because in the end, the choice to leave or to stay is a private earthquake, and everyone else only sees the aftershocks. We will keep listening for the tremors. We will keep tracking the projects, the posts, the glances in doorways and the silences at microphones. And we'll do it right here, on Whispers of Turkish Stars, where you can count on nuance, memory, and storyline. Support our work by subscribing and tapping join, because stories like this, delicate, layered, painfully human, deserve more than a headline. They deserve a witness. And that's what we intend to be.